Hello and welcome back to Crossword Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2026, but I'm back solving the puzzle from yesterday, Sunday, June 21st. That was a puzzle by Hannah Slovut-Einertson, whose, I think, fifth puzzle this is for the New York Times and first Sunday, so that's exciting. And the puzzle is called Big Draw. It's a Sunday, so we'll expect an expanded grid, a 21 by 21 grid, and a challenging late week puzzle with a presumably tricky or intricate theme with something to do with big draw. I wonder what kind of draw we're looking for. But let's dive right in and find out what Hannah Slovut-Einertson has crafted for us for this Sunday, June 21st. What on earth? This is a 15 by what? 9, 10, 15, 21, 27? 15 by 27 grid? I've never seen this before. Okay. Let's see. Letters accompanying applications for short. Accompanying applications. Letters. References? Refs, maybe? Never really heard of that. Does that work here? Big name in the pasta aisle? I'm not sure about that. One often pictured parent wearing pointy shoes, maybe an elf. Task for an office gopher, maybe. Or colorful wrap. Colorful wrap. What kind of wrap? Wrapping paper. Plant with an edible inner gel. That's aloe. Aloe vera. Drove in an ATV informally. Off-roaded. Does that work? Yeah. Big name in the pasta aisle. This would be row if this was refs. I'm not sure it is, though, because I'm confident about aloe and off-road, and I'm not confident about refs. That would make this FOF, and that doesn't look good. Task for an office gopher, maybe a coffee run. Oh, so maybe not references, but recommendations? That looks a little bit better. Unreal, question mark? Maybe just fake? Closest living relative of the circled letters. Which? All of the circled letters? What is going on? Spoke sheepishly, question mark? Bleated? Bod? Maybe bod? That's pretty crosswordy thing there. Includes without others knowing, in a way. BCCs, probably blind carbon copies on an email. Compound found in marijuana for short is CBD. Don't remember what it stands for, but cannabis, basically. Up to snuff. Able, probably. What sets the tone? Do we want a clef? Like, clef sets the pitch on a staff? Something like that? Calms, maybe sedates. Verify, as an editor might. Fact check? So clef looks okay then. Show groups. Show groups? Show groups. Probably ends in an S. Belgrade resident, a Serb in Serbia. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Those are sets of numbers. The curly parentheses indicating sets. Sometimes intentional genes feature a rip in the genes. Restrict. Tighten, maybe? But BG looks weird here. Looked upon. Areas of influence, spheres of influence, looked upon. R&B group Bell Biv. What? No, I don't know. Let's go back up here. Natural predispositions. Natural predispositions. Builds. Erects, maybe? Build a building, erect a building. ID used for far more than its name suggests. Social security number. National park in Utah. Don't know offhand. I haven't a clue. Beats me. Semi-aquatic carnivore. Ooh. A mink? Medical diagnostic, an EKG or an ECG, an electrocardiogram, all over the place. Oh, natural predispositions could be bents. All over the place. Erratic, maybe with a C then. ECG. This does look like a mink. Fighting technique used by circled letters, as explained at 76 across. What are the circled letters? National park. Arches? Fighting technique. Here, try a sample. Take one. Driver's alternative to automatic is driving stick. Necking? Fighting technique used by... Necking could be. Everything okay? As a cook might ask. Taste okay? So that looks like Arches National Park. Show groups. Tap products. Ales, maybe? Show groups. Cases? Why? Casts in a show. Yeah, okay. Temporarily gave. Lent to, maybe? But then the to should be in parentheses. Attended as a lecture. Sat in on, like that. One blank soldier, 1969 anti-war song. One, don't know. Like some flights. Abbreviated. Don't know that. This goes in one ear. They're just one problem after another. Some kind of tests? IQ tests? This goes in one ear. Laptop mode. Mode. Launch points in disc golf. Launch points. Something pads? Colorful wrap. Sarans? That's not colorful. The Jetsons' son. Was his name Astro or was that the dog? Laptop mode. To do wrong is to err, so no, not Astro. Whatchamacallit? Doohickey? Golfer Yanny? Don't know. Physician specializing in reproductive health, informally, a gynecologist. Even though that actually, anyway, doesn't matter. I think that's right. Free. No cost. Long hooded cloak that's also an author's name. White dwarf phenomenon, a nova, supernova. Chicago's blank planetarium, don't know. I want you to be honest. Temporarily gave. It does look like lent to, doesn't it? Like some flights. Flights. International? Okay. One tin soldier? This goes in one ear. It's not IQ tests then. One problem after another. Don't know. Golfer, don't know that. The Jetsons' son. I don't remember his name. Part of many a mailing address in brief. Many, but not all? Unit number? Pennsylvania school for short. 10 minus dos. 10 is what, 10? So maybe ocho. Traps during a storm. Perhaps. Traps. Okay, here's a rivular. Boy, you're asking too much. Or what you might say after following the instructions at 76 across. So annual June 21st celebration of the animal depicted in this puzzle by connecting the circled letters from A to T and back to A. This seems like quite an involved theme. Follower of X or Y. Maybe axis? Oh, yeah. P.O. Box. Part of many a mailing address. P.O. Box. Traps during a storm. Perhaps ices in, maybe? Free. Does look like no cost. Whatchamacallit? That I don't see. Long hooded coat. Capote? Truman Capote. Maybe. This goes in one ear. Q-tip. Aha! It is IQ tests. Closest living relative in Okapi, maybe. Laptop mode. Oh, sleep mode. Serape? Golfer. Elroy, that's right. T-pads? Serape, I guess. Yani Tseng, whatchamacallit? Noun? That's weird. Popular browser for accessing the dark web. How would I know? This looks like what? Or that. That's. Oh, Pitt. Pittsburgh University, I guess. Testify. Be a witness? No. Salts formula is NaCl, sodium chloride. Is it okay for us to leave? Can we go? Threads around a forum. A toga. Threads meaning just a piece of clothing. Vermont summer hours. Eastern daylight time. I want you to be honest. Level with me. Chicago's, I don't remember the name of the, Adler? Maybe? Part of WASP, Anglo, White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Secondary account in social media slang and alt. Look at this. Ta-da, voila, like that. That's a tall order. Boy, you're asking too much. That's a tall order. Looked upon as beheld. Restrict is tie down. Every so often at 61 across. Certain natural hairstyle. Natural hairstyle. Don't know. Term for groups of circled letters. Well, it's gonna end in an S, presumably. Teeny tiny could be incy. Spanish direction. Este? Towers? Offering in lieu of a cash refund. Perhaps store credit. Presumably. Word on either side of two. Toe to toe, I guess? Toe to toe? Guess. This doesn't look right, does it? Certain natural hairstyle. Docks? Why? Ducks? Oh, locks. Gosh. Belle Biv DeVoe. Okay, I just misspelled beheld. Okay, fine. It's one for the history books. An era where Ferrari is RACE in brief. I would have wanted it. So maybe this is Eon rather than era, because this is probably the New York Stock Exchange. Limber, lithe probably. Vow, an oath. Boundaries. No, I don't see that. Adler looks okay. Giraffe Day? World Giraffe Day? Because it's a tall puzzle? Connecting... Oh, is it actually a... Okay, I see. So you gotta connect God at A to T and back again. And back to A. Okay. So you gotta go in order. Let's see if I can pull out my mouse here. If you go A, B, C, D, E, F, and then where's G? G, H, presumably I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, and then back to A. Okay, so let's see if that works. Is this an I? Indian Royal. Indian Royal. Well, maybe not. I want this to be the J. Can this be an I? Common holder of pens. Political exile. Sneaker brand. Fila? Boundaries are limits. Political exile. Oh, apolitical exile. Not a person who is a political exile, as opposed to the exile itself is an emigre. Satchel with a gendered name. Man? Bag? Something bag. Excuse me. Something bag. Anyway, this looks like Raja. That's what I want it to be. Which means this must be the I think. Pizzazz must be Ilan. Tick off could be annoy. Common holder of pens. French for yellow is jaune. Give a buzz. Oh, maybe it's not annoy? Tick off. Anger? Common holder of pens. I still don't see why that is. To give a buzz is to phone someone. Nutty extract. Almond? Maybe the I is somewhere else? Almond, what? Oil? Maybe? Reindeer cousins. Elks? Indeed. Yes? No. Indeed. Tis, maybe, if the I is there. H-I, J, K, L, M. That could be. Digital know-it-all. I guess Siri is what we want there. Mork's home planet. Mork from Orc, I think it was. Practically speechless. Horse? Oh, yeah. Okay. Fur pattern on a giraffe. Spots, I guess. Clergyman known for his verbal gaffes. That's Spooner. Gives his name to Spoonerisms. Minimally might be a tad. YouTube button with 2 lines. Pause, I guess. YouTube button. Jesus. 8 bits is a byte. Envy you, I guess. They're sent after save the date cards. Invites? Surprised to see you here. Oh, hi. It looks like a man bag. Big garage, essentially a hangar, like an airplane hangar. Go on, beat it. Get, you could say. Cancels out, negates, I guess. Becomes wild as at a party goes ape or something. Starchy plant part in Asian cooking, a lotus root. Holiday whose name means festival. I guess this is Tet, the Vietnamese New Year. Art museum that awards the annual Turner Prize, the Tate Museum. Star Wars character whose species is never named. That's right, Yoda. Fateful Day, the Ides of March, and Goes Lit becomes wild. Honoré de Balzac's Blank Goriot. I do not know. Filter option. Could be a lot of things. Farm play area. I'm going to go up here. Memo abbreviation, probably attention. Hindu god with an elephant head is Ganesh. Sometimes written Ganesha like this. Tone. Maybe a hue, if you're talking about tone of color. MLB team whose stadium is less than 10 miles from another MLB team. So that's the New York Mets. Less than 10 miles from Yankee Stadium. Filter option. Not sure still. Price for return. Perhaps. Price for a return. A ransom. Defeats without difficulty. Don't, maybe route or something. I'm not sure. Tots. Injuries. Owies. Japanese audio brand. Kawa, maybe? Not sure. Testify. Be... this... Bear. To bear witness. So this is Tor, I guess, the browser. Bear witness. Be part of as a film. To act in. Tree whose leaves are eaten by the circled letters. That is acacia trees, I think. Ice is out, maybe. Defeats without difficulty. Audibly shocked. No, maybe ace is out. A gas? A gape? A gasp? Certain sibling is a sis. Que blank contigo. What's wrong with you? Que pasa contigo? Maybe? Small superhero whose catchphrase starts up and atom. Small. Ant-Man? No. Mathematical constant equal to 2 times pi is tau. Start to take off as a onesie. To unsnap. Self-reflection. Self-reflective question, I should say. Am I real or something? I don't know. Farm play area. Late singer Bryson. What about this? What 2 letters am I missing? J-I-K-L-M-N-O and P I want in here. Debuted to stockholders in Wall Street lingo. Went IPO, I think is what we want there. This does look like unsnap. You reap what you sow. Bit of superhero wear, maybe a cape. Habitat for giraffes. Savannah. Something running at a bar, an open tab. Late singer Bryson is Peebo Bryson. Spelling bee question mark. Spelling bee question mark. Oh, this is a coven of witches, maybe? Farm play area. Small superhero. Up and atom. Oh, I don't see that. Self-reflection. Aren't I, maybe? Farm play area. Takes little effort. Comes easy. Filter option. Oh, sepia. Porgoriot? I don't know what that is, but sepia looks right. But I don't see what this is now. Farm play area. Maybe, oh, this is not, maybe not goes lit, but gets lit. Becomes wild. And so this is Pergoriot, which makes more sense. Oops. And what kind of pit? Barn pit? Corn pit? And this would be atom ant? Up and atom? I guess. Let's find out. Okay, and there's our giraffe. Sorry, that's quite loud. Okay, so they're drawing our giraffe for us. That's pretty fun. So the repeated animation it is. Yeah, okay. So, let's find the revealers here. So at 76 across, an annual June 21st celebration of the animal depicted in this puzzle by connecting the circled letters, as I mentioned, from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, and then back to A. That gives you your giraffe, which is pretty fun. And then we've got some other theme-related clues. We've got, boy, you're asking too much, or what you might say after following the instructions. That's a tall order, referring to the tall shape of the puzzle and the tallness of giraffes. We also have fighting technique used by giraffes is necking, literally fighting with their necks. Then what else do we have? We have some down entries, I think. Oh, here, habitat for the giraffes is the savannah, I should say. Closest living relative of the giraffe is the okapi at 20 down. Tree whose leaves are eaten by the giraffe is the acacia tree. Fur pattern on a giraffe is spots. I think that might be it. Yeah, okay. So, other things in the grid today. This ends up being Rex recommendation letters, I guess. Don't really hear it that way, but fine. Unreal is a little bit of a tricky clue, I guess, because you are meant to think about this more literally than figuratively. Unreal could mean sort of hard to believe, but in this case, something literally that's not real is fake. There are just one problem after another as not referring to something that's problematic, but something that literally is a series of problems, a test, in this case IQ tests. I don't understand whatchamacallit for noun. I mean, if you don't know what a certain noun is, you could call it a whatchamacallit, but I'll have to look that one up. This is one tin soldier after all. Toe to toe. So you can go toe to toe with somebody. As much as you can go head to head with them. I haven't seen a time zone clue in a long time, but this is a relatively straightforward one. Vermont summer hours or Eastern Daylight Time. I've not heard of Tor, but interesting. Tor is the Latin word for tower, and I forgot to read the 39 down, which is a group term. Groups of giraffes are called towers of giraffes, the collective noun for those. So that's an interesting connection there. The Japanese audio brand ends up being Aiwa, which it's not familiar to me. To look up Perigorio. Maybe this is a sculpture or a painting. I'm not sure. What else here? I don't know. RAO or Rao pastas. This is not a brand that we have around my area. Spoke sheepishly is actually even going back one. Colorful rapa serape. I think it's just a garment. I'll have to look specifically as to what that is. Spoke sheepishly. Bod is pretty funny there. What else? Literally spoke like a sheep. I didn't know that minks were carnivores, but sure. I thought they were related to like otters. Took me forever to get Elroy, but I did get it eventually. This goes in one ear is pretty fun for a Q-tip. Obviously, the reference there to the phrase goes in one ear and goes out the other. But in this case, it does not. It just goes in and goes right out the same ear. I have not heard of Bell Biv Devo. Fine. Did turn out to be Adler Planetarium. Threads around a forum is a very fun and tricky clue. Threads, just another word for clothing around a Roman forum, or Greek, I suppose, but in a Roman forum would be a toga, what you'd wear. I don't even think I looked at this. Ha 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 ends up being ROFL, rolling on the floor laughing. which is less common now. I think people don't use that so much as they use even something like ha 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 ha. Price for a return is tricky. We're not looking for a return of a item of clothing, but a return of a kidnapped person, presumably a ransom, or you know, private data that's being held, I suppose. Political exile is tricky because they don't want the state of being exiled, but they want the person who is an exile. To remind myself who Atom Ant is. It seems like something from my time, but I don't remember it. This ends up being gets lit, not goes lit. I put in goes first and then just filled in lit later and didn't think to actually make that make sense, but gets lit is the way that it said. Practically speechless is very funny. Again, not sort of shocked into speechlessness, but having almost lost one's voice is hoarse. Spelling bee is something we see once in a while here, as in a group of people who cast spells, a coven. This is so depressing to me to see this as the clue for the pause, as opposed to, you know, button with 2 lines on a VCR, which is how I first encountered it, or a tape deck. Anyway, aging myself. Yeah. And that's sort of it. A fun puzzle with a great visual element here by Hannah Slovut-Einertson, and a celebration of World Giraffe Day, which I didn't know was on June 21st. So there you go. Big draw. I get it now. It's a tall drawing. Fine. Great. All right. If you enjoyed this solve, please let me know by leaving me a thumbs up. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit the subscribe button, and you'll get those notifications. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.